is.
There it is.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening. This is Let's Just Talk with Kim. And of course, I am Kim. And tonight's show, like every Monday night, 7 a.m., I have a phenomenal guest. And this time I have two people who are power couples. They are Black greatness. They are Black excellence. They are beautiful, because Black don't crack, y'all. Come on now. Don't tell me these people ain't beautiful up in here. Okay? Handsomeness, greatness. We got
Oh,
gorgeous. We got strong, mighty Black man of God. Okay? So we're gonna do what it's gonna do. So we're talking about what? Black excellence. And I'm gonna tell you, this couple, I met this couple through a friend, and they have a exercise workout routine or whatever company,
company.
organization,
Yeah.
Yep.
incorporated. I'm just calling it what I believe it to be. But they're going
Amen.
to tell you more about it. But
Yeah.
it's an awesome program. But we're going to get into all that. I'm gonna let them tell you who they are, but we have Chaleo.
Chilio. Yes.
Chaleo. Okay, y'all know y'all girl be
Little
jacking
twang
up
on that.
names. Y'all know y'all girl be jacking up names, so had to just check in. And we got his beautiful, gorgeous wife, Kelly, here. So we have the Walker family. The Walker Ponta
It's pine time.
Yeah.
Pontine. It's
Yeah.
the Pontine family.
Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
got your business name, right, Kelly Walker? Is that what it is?
Sure do. Yep.
I
There
used
it
to do
is.
the same
You
thing. I
Gotta
know what it
represent.
is. When I was married, I did the same way, but I am not married anymore. But I'm not really single anymore. But that's for another show. I ain't gonna talk about that right now.
right.
All right, hey there, Nisi Poo. I always give a shout out to my Nisi Poo. She supports me. She's always here. She always shows up for me. But come
Almost
on, y'all.
easy.
Tell the people what they really want to know, and that's all about you.
Yes.
Well, my name is Chilio Ponton and my beautiful wife Kelly. We own Low Fit Athletics, and Low Fit Athletics is an online personal training company where we cultivate fitness through online and try to build a community so that you don't feel bad about working out, especially in the gym. We did have a studio, but when the pandemic hit, we closed it down, and from there I was a little scared. We were a little hesitant, but God told me to go online, so I took it online, and now we do Arizona, Baltimore. We have people all over North Carolina. We've touched so many people, and the great thing about it is it's not always about fitness. So
Yeah.
sometimes people just want to talk. And
Mm,
me being a minister in training, under Pastor Herndon, he gives me the teaching to just help people. And that's what
right.
it's all about. Just help people and giving that light that's inside of you to somebody else.
Yeah.
Amen. Amen. Come on, Kelly. You jump
Amen.
in there and you share
So
some. Because
good.
it's a duo. It's a duo. It's a Black excellent duo. So go ahead.
It is, yeah. So we're both certified personal trainers,
Mm-hmm.
and we both were into health and wellness and fitness when we got together and raising our children. And for me, because of my background is in social work, noticing how people work out and eat and what their behaviors behind things really started to show up as Chilio was training clients in the gym, at the studio we used to have.
Mm-hmm.
So we would have conversations about how we can go deeper. And the good part is God also had his presence in that too, with helping how to steer people and give them the right guidance, one that's individualized, one that's impactful, and creates this meaningful, like lasting relationship. So yeah,
Amen. So it's holistic. Y'all don't just exercise with people, you
right.
Yeah.
minister. And
Yep.
you come on, but give your pastor some shout outs because I'll give my shout outs. I go to
Yeah.
Yes.
Dare
Yeah.
to
Pastor
Imagine Church,
Ron
Pastor
Herndon.
KJ. So you tell them about your church and who's mentoring and cultivating.
Yeah.
Our pastor is Lonnie Herndon, Church Christian Compassion, Second and Cedar Avenue. We just celebrated our 42nd anniversary,
Anniversary.
church
Yep.
anniversary.
On Sunday.
He definitely hears from God, and he's a man of his word. What he says he's going to do, he does it, and he can tell me go anywhere. I will follow and
Yeah.
listen. And he's just that type of person. He's
Yeah.
just that type of person, and I'm so honored that my wife and I and children are under him. And he has other pastors in there, but he teaches everyone that church is not just in the building, church is outside, to go out, and he gives us the skills and tools we need just to do that.
Yep.
Amen. Amen. And I'm sure that's part of how y'all became one, how y'all just everything about you guys, it just pours out from you, your essence. That's why you're so the love you show for the community. Yes, I'm part of the community, y'all. I'm
Community.
up
Yes.
there. They
Yes.
have two slots, a 5 and a 6. Would y'all believe I'm up at 5? Up at
5 a.m.
5.
She is up at 5
5
a.m.
a.m.
Yes. Good morning, Kim. Good morning. How are you today? Yes, she
That's
is
just
up.
what I hear. That's just what I hear. That's what I hear. And I'll be like, "Good morning. How you doing?" Yeah,
How you doing?
it's kind of early, but I'm here. I'm here. Bless the Lord. I woke up on the right side of, the bed and rolled
Yeah.
over to the chair. Yes, y'all, it's chair exercises. Come on, talk about the exercises. Talk about the exercises.
Yes.
Well, we start you off at cheer exercises, and right now we're going through our spring program. To look at me now, because getting spring is coming, so you want your body transformed. We work out three days a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Now, because it's our spring program, you're working out twice a day. You're doing resistance training in the morning with me, and later on during the day, I send you a walking video or a boxing video, something like that you can do 30 minutes. So you're working out twice a day. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's a fruits and vegetable day. There's no food, just fruits, vegetables, and water. Unless you're taking medication, then you'll need some food to take with that medication. But we always push towards getting off of that. So you're doing frequent visits with your primary, letting me know what your stats are.
Yeah.
Every Monday, you're taking your weight. We're checking in that way. We have a nutrition program, nutrition guidance program that we can send you through. And we also partner with supplements, with Prestige Labs, and we do sell supplements also. So we try to cover everything just to make sure that you have everything that you need to live a healthy lifestyle, because that's what it's about.
Yeah.
We do the food that we eat, the bad food that we eat.
That's what I want to talk
makes
about. Go ahead.
makes us take drugs. That's why it's called the Food and Drug Administration.
Yep.
So the wrong foods that you eat make you rely on the drugs. So that's what I think is pushing you holistic towards eating more fruits and vegetables. Yes, you may have to go to the grocery store ever so often, a couple times a week, but you're eating things and you're learning how to cook different foods, different flavors. There's a whole experience with food. We're both foodies, so there's a whole experience with food.
Yeah.
Okay. So tell me about some of the programs you have and what you do as far as your workout structure. Like, so is it more of accelerated, mid-level, beginners? How do you work that in?
When we design the programs, we design it for all levels.
Yeah.
So now as we go through the programs, like I'm able to say, Kim, today you're in a chair. Shelly, today you're standing up. You're using your dumbbell standing up. So there's multiple people on there at different levels. And I keep a list of who's on there. So I'm able to say, okay, this is what we're doing today. Let's modify this for Shelly. Let's modify this for Kim. Let's modify this for Bonnie. Because everyone has different ailments. So if you notice that, I'm able to call out and say, okay, remember your ankle today. We're not going to put too much weight on that. Let's modify this to that. And everyone still gets a great workout, and it doesn't affect anyone else. So it's pushing. So all of the programs are designed that way. And we do have like a meta-human program that's going out. And that's for some of my stronger people that really like, especially the guys and girls that really like to lift weights.
Yeah.
Like you can get on there and we can really go at it. We did do boxing at the Please Touch Museum every Saturday morning at 8 o'clock. Now
especially as it gets warmer.
Yeah, we're going to go back to doing that. So it's kickboxing. So I do train you in kickboxing. You hit the pads and gloves, and it's awesome. You really benefit from the weight loss.
So Kelly, I know you also join him in the program because he talks about your program. He talks mostly about your program being a little more excessive. I might be a little worried about when I elevate to that program. But tell me about your program.
So, Chilio, and it's interesting being married to a personal trainer because
Mm,
it's like personal trainer and my husband. So he doesn't have necessarily the lens of being critical. He really looks at what I'm dealing with medically, what I'm dealing with as a woman, like those kind of things,
mm-hmm,
changes with that too. He really deals with like my emotional well-being too. But
mm,
then he also knows that I'm an athlete at heart. Like in college, I rode on the women's team, I rode varsity, I played basketball. So he knows like where to push and challenge me. So,
okay.
and so at some different times too, my program looks a little more rehabilitative where I'm focusing less on my knees or less of a high intensity workout, and I'm doing more of walking or I'm doing more of stretching or actually incorporating meditation as well, which see, it didn't sound as intense as you thought, right, Kim?
No, it surely didn't. Go ahead
Yeah.
now.
But then it's also, we like to do challenges or time sensitive period so that you can achieve quick gains, then also still have realistic time to like take breaks where you need to recover, or just say, hey, where am I at in this program? And it also is like a measure for people to not focus on, it's going to take me so long to lose this weight. I really want, or even focus on the crash dieting or quick programs
Hmm.
that guarantee a lot of things, but can put trauma and stress on your body. So,
Okay.
you hear trainers and programs say, you know, um, they say things like, this will be a quick process, or this will be
Hmm.
something that you'll
Hmm.
lose and shed 20, 30 pounds, but they don't think about the neurological impact or the trauma that your body holds, the stress that your body can hold, or inflammation that we carry every day. So we really try to be sensitive to that because we also have clients who are in their young 20s all the way till they're like mid to late 70s or 80s. So like, and it's interesting to talk about too, because it's like, how do you serve all those people? Like, how do you have all those clients, right? With so many different needs, the individual approach, like, is really what we focus on because we want the person to have an impacted, long lasting change. And even if you fall off like 6 months from now, you know
Hmm.
where that happened and you can connect with how you can get back on track. And we're here
Okay.
for it. We are here for it.
So one of my when I first was invited, it was more of an invitation. Come on, let's see. Let's see. I want you to know what it's about. It's so that when we go on live, you'll be able to talk about it. So from my experience, I can definitely say it is motivating, even though I've complained. Even though, you see my face be all twisted up. It's very motivating, and I appreciate that because it helps me get up in the morning. It helps
Yeah.
me to have something to look forward to. It's set it from the accountability part of it, and I know that's very important because a lot of times, anytime you hear, if a doctor says you need to work out, you need to do
Right.
this, you need to do
Right.
that, they always talk about you need to have a accountability partner.
Right.
So you guys are kind of like that, right?
Yep,
Yeah.
that's so true.
And it's a practice that we just have as a family
Yeah,
too, especially in
Hmm.
our relationship as well.
yeah,
But it also helps to build good discipline and strong will, which isn't something that you kind of hear socially as like buzz terms,
Hmm.
because I think that's a deeper level of accountability. Because sometimes, accountability sounds like accountability, but when you actually get the messages, the videos, the calls, the
yeah.
invitations, the hey, I'm just thinking about you, or hey, how's your day
Yep,
going, or
that plays a
hey, do you
part.
need me to send you anything? Hey, you have any questions? And it's consistent. That's when you say like, wow, like this is really somebody really cares about
Yeah,
my progress and what I'm doing. And that's
Hmm.
what we
Hmm.
want to be a part of. We want to be a part of the change that impacts our
Right.
community. That's for me, I'm like, that's
that's
black
the
excellence.
biggest part.
Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like focusing on our culture, our health and well-being, and really understanding how we can get to progress.
Okay, yeah, because I
Yeah.
know when it comes to just like you said, a lot of things. You said about mental wellness, you talked about meditation, you talked about a lot of things that we
Yeah.
need to really get moving because it's not easy. When you want to work out and you've gained so much weight, the hardest thing is to try to get up and move.
Yeah.
What kind of inspirational things do you talk about or share, like even throughout the day with your clients?
So the inspirational things is definitely the calls, or just one workout at a time, just one rep at a time. Let's just do one thing, and you'll get tired of me calling, because I definitely call. I am definitely one of those coaches. I am there with you. I'll share what I'm eating today, so you're not alone. So I'm eating just healthy also. And I share the days that I fall off, that I say, oh man, I'd had something I wasn't supposed to have today, and this is why. So you don't feel alone. There was a time when working out that I gained weight just to suit my clients, and we can lose it together. So that was pre-pandemic, but I gained weight just to help them out, and they were like, oh man, coach, he done ate all that food and gained all that weight. So now we're losing it together. Now we're doing it together. And I'm here to show you that it can be done. And it makes such a change when you know somebody's there in your corner. It makes a big difference, because a lot of time it's not just food, it's other factors in your life that cause you to eat, that cause the stress. And that's what we need to get down to.
What those are. And we've had clients who experience a loss in their family, or have had suicidal thoughts and wanted to harm themselves, or who had eating disorders. So, and for those clients, Chilio's usually like, honey, can you talk to me about what's going on here? Can you help me understand? And then what we develop is like coaching calls or supportive calls where we're like, hey, you may need to take a quick break or hiatus. You had a loss in your family, you had to travel. But when you come back, we're back in there with you. And then sending that support throughout the time that they're getting other support and help. Yeah.
Wow, that's beautiful. It's because you really are invested in your clients, because like when you are having some type of emotional or family crisis or different things, these are the key things that cause most people to gain weight. They, the first thing that we call it comfort food for a reason. We kind of eat our pain away, and then we find ourselves in a position where we have gained some weight, and it's those special holidays. Like for me, Thanksgiving is the best day of the year.
And Thanksgiving is definitely the time of year, but we show you how to eat during Thanksgiving, so you're not missing out on anything. We show you how to eat your meals, how you eat a little bit, take a break, drink water beforehand, eat your salad beforehand, and still enjoy the festivities. Even when going out to restaurant, we have restaurant guys that help you eat, where no one knows that you're, I don't say diets, because that you changing your meals, so to say. No one really knows.
Making lifestyle changes.
Yeah,
that's true. And making them, because we love to eat. And it's funny because when I hear myself say that, it sounds like I'm eating any and everything, and that's not the truth. We love to eat good food. We like to experience the taste of real food without all the additions. And we also like to feel the actual food or fuel and nutrients food should provide us. So, and some days when I'm hungry or I'm stressed eating, like you mentioned, my comfort food is sweets. So like on those days, I'm like, let's drink a little more water, or do I really need a nap? You know what I mean? Like, is there something else that my body needs that's triggering the stress? I need to figure it out and not give in to what I'm doing, especially if it's at a time when I'm really just trying to trim a lot of excess eating. Because sometimes you can go through spells too, where you just feel like fatigued or you're excessively tired, you eat and you slow down, and then you like, it just ruins your whole day or your whole evening. And then you're upset with yourself, and then what you do, you eat more, right?
Right.
So it's like getting at the heart of that to really think like, what is my health and what's the direction of what it's going in, and having those harder conversations.
Even with work schedules,
because it definitely is a spiral. You kind of spiral down. Once you take that step, you kind of go over the deep end, and now you're in this pattern that you have to come to a realization of, so that you can now make that U-turn and go get back into the plan that you have for your life.
Exactly right. And it's when that turn happens and lessening that time that just, it empowers you to be like, I could do this. I'm gonna keep going. And then you get a call or a video from Chilio, and then you're like, now I know I can really do it. It was like he heard me in the room.
Oh yeah, his afternoon check-ins, y'all. So here's the thing. I deal with complaints all day long. And so
Mhm.
my day sometimes can be a little much, to say the least. And then here he comes. Hey Kim, how you doing? I'll be like, here he go, boy. I tell you, and I always listen. I always listen. I'll be like, obviously you're having a great day. I'll be like, but it does shift my attitude. It does make me conscious of, okay, we got to do something. And I got me and my colleague. So I'm working on it. I'm working. I'm new at the game, y'all. So don't be
It's all
judging
right. It's
me.
all right. You
We
gotta
do
start
not
But
somewhere.
judge.
But this
That's
is what
okay.
I've done. I haven't gotten to always doing the walking videos, but me and my girlfriend, my colleague, we get up and we walk around the campus. So we do a whole walk that we do have some sweat on the brow from, you know what I'm saying? It'd be like, all right, I'm getting tired and I'm hot now. You know, you get
Yeah.
that heat where your clothes are irritating because we're fully dressed for the day. Now
Yes.
your clothes is causing you to scratch and stuff because you're so hot and you so it would be like, oh my God. And then she's always mad at me because then I say, well, let's go this way this time. Let's just
Right.
add this
Yes.
part
Switch it
on.
up.
Switch it up.
Yep.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
wonderful.
So yeah, so it does give me that encouragement that I do need to keep pushing, to keep going, and it does make it feel that you're right there with me, as you said earlier. So one of the things I wanted to talk about personally, so for health reasons, I have lymphedema. I was getting ready to say leukemia, and let me tell you how many hearts I've caused to drop because
Oh
I
my
said
goodness. Oh my goodness. I'm so
Oh,
I have
sorry.
lymphedema. Lymphedema. So it can be very discouraging at times. I talked to Chaleo about how my weight fluctuates. Like
Yeah.
I'll jump up so quickly and I'm like, come on, what's
Yeah.
going on? Like, I carry all this water weight, and he's very encouraging. But one of the things that I know with lymphedema is your weight is a very major factor. So I have chosen because I've been a big girl all my life. Like, I ain't super big. I know y'all saying, what? Big girl? What are you talking about?
There you
But
go.
I'm a big girl, okay? I'm more than what you think, okay? Okay, I'm more than what you think. That's all I'm going to say. I ain't going to drop no numbers on you. I'm not going to be like, say, what now? Nope, I'm not going to do that to myself because these are on these internet streets and they ain't kind.
They're
But
not.
they're not.
They
what
are
I
not.
have decided, anything come out my mouth, I'm okay with coming back to me. I have decided to go for weight loss training. I mean, late weight loss surgery, which I have learned that it's a tool. It's not a guarantee. It's just a tool, just like exercising and things like that are
Yeah.
tools to get you where you're going. And one of the things because I know how detrimental it can be for me if I keep up a higher weight. I have to drop considerably for this lymphedema not to get so bad. And all my doctors are celebrating with me, thinking it's
Yeah.
a great job. So don't think I'm just going willy nilly, y'all. Okay. No, I'm not. And I
You gonna
have
get
a
the surgery
plan.
and then go somewhere else?
I know, right? Yeah,
You know
no,
what I
I'm not
mean?
doing that. I'm not going willy nilly. I've talked to every last one of my doctors about
Yeah.
it, and yes, I have a host. But to make sure that everyone is on point with me making this decision, and they're 100% supportive of me making this decision. But I
Yeah.
say that to say one of the things that I want to do is as I progress in your program, I want to do strength weight training with you guys
Yeah.
so that I can tighten that skin and get myself to where I want to be. Like I don't just want to lose weight and just be swinging all over the place,
Nope.
the,
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
skin just be like da, 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 da. I want us to do weight training and do other things, and
Yeah.
yeah, we already do some of it. Although I'm a ball of arthritis, so my hands sometimes limit me. So I have wrist weights that I can add actually more weight strength to. I mean weight
Good.
pounds too. So talk about like how y'all go about handling people who have significant medical issues and how you would develop a program for myself.
Yeah, that's wonderful because that gets me excited. You talking about excitement, right? Because I work in healthcare too, and actually work at a rehab, like a physical rehab. So when you mentioned arthritis and when you mentioned the lymphedema, when you mentioned the surgery, we actually have a client who got the surgery herself. It had been so many years and she was overwhelmed. She like, I got to make a significant change. And she did because she lost 20 to 30 pounds before she actually got the surgery with us, which is great. And what happened with her is there was she had malabsorption of like the nutrients from food she was eating. So she had
Right.
some vitamin deficiencies, but she also had the team like you had mentioned to help to follow and track and monitor her. So we spent a lot of time talking about nutritional counseling and how to keep her active to keep her spirits high so she didn't feel so that emotionally and psychologically the weight loss could actually reach and match what she actually had lost. So like her well-being, so that could reach because sometimes there's a disparity because it's so remarkable how much weight you lose so quickly. And buying clothes, and that can be a total transformation. So
Yeah, I've
that's
been
one way
thinking
of,
about that.
yeah, it was a very exploratory and in-depth process for her. She had some other life challenges going on too, and we still support her like even now, and she looks phenomenal. And she's coming into like her passion and purpose, and it's awesome. For folks with conditions, so in working in the medical field, I know about conditions, I know about treatments and interventions, I know about how nutrition and movement impacts them. And Chilio does too, because he actually was in the medical field too. Early on, like Chilio is like a master many trades. So we talk about that with our clients, especially for our clients who have high blood pressure or arthritis, like you had mentioned, or degenerative arthritic
I got
diseases,
that
like
too. Yeah.
yeah, all those kind of any spinal issues we're talking about, particularly as it pertains to the workouts and strength building, because your muscles support your bones, right?
Right.
So when you say strength training, I'm like, yeah, like you can do that strength training like now, like and you're like, wait a minute, so and then paying attention to protein, paying attention to calcium and vitamin D, especially as women or inner city, living in the city, not getting as much sun,
Water.
paying attention to supplements, which are so
Water.
yes, staying hydrated, especially when you're tired, and water isn't the only source of hydration.
Right.
Like electrolytes and other vitamins you can get in water. And I'm not talking about vitamin water because that's not healthy for you. But
No.
I'm talking about like liquid IV hydration. I'm talking about propels. Sometimes you gotta like diversify your water. We have like 3 or 4 different types of water in our house right now. And we're like alkaline water.
We have a distillery.
We have a distill machine. Like
still water.
I have a distilled machine.
yeah.
Wow.
So we're into like the homeopathic remedies and essential oils and a whole lot of other things too to help support our health. Because really, we just want to know what it feels like to organically be healthy, even if you're managing hereditary diseases or conditions or something that you've acquired through lifestyle or your past. So we really get in depth with our clients who have medical conditions because we also don't want to provide physical exercises that's not going to be beneficial or help.
Right.
So,
Right.
and it's important to know. And we often be like, okay, so you saw your doctor or you saw your physical therapist. What did they say? What did they give you? How can we review it and talk about it? What can you share with us? What do you feel comfortable sharing? And then, we're all adults. So it's kind of like, how do you feel right now when you're doing this workout? Like, you can trust yourself. Like, there's a difference between pain and soreness. Because
Yes.
you should experience soreness. And sometimes that's on varying degrees too. But if you're in pain, you should rest. Because you're having an inflammatory response and your body needs to send the hormones for you to relax. If you're overwhelmed and stressed and you're like, I just need to get it out, and it works that way, then exercise is great for you. But if you're overwhelmed and stressed and you exercise and it don't work, then you're releasing too much cortisol and you're inflamed again, and it's probably around your stomach because that's where it's mostly released, and you still need to rest. So we talk about a lot of in-depth things and really try to individualize it so that, people feel like they're getting the attention they need. Like, that's important.
Yes, that is so important. And I think that because when during the morning workout, we talk about it because I get in pain and things like that. So I know I'm real quick to speak up. Oh, that's not comfortable. No,
Oh
no,
yeah,
I
no, we
can't do
know.
that because I don't like pain. I know the difference between soreness and pain. Like
Yep.
this is muscle soreness where I'm not using this muscle often, and straight up pain. So for me, I'm a no go with pain all the time. I will not
Yeah.
have it. It's not my friend. I do not like it, and I have a very very small tolerance of pain.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And you can see that's why will switch up the exercise. So,
Hmm.
you're in pain. You okay? I got something for you.
Yeah.
Let's change it up. And how does that feel, Kim? Oh, that feels better. Let's go extra hard now.
No.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, yeah, because I'm quick to say, "Oh, I can't do that." We were doing squats one time, and he got me. He convinced. You know what? The interesting thing is that I actually did it without thinking. He was like,
Oh,
"Him, I need you to stand up, and then I want y'all to do this." And I did it a couple times. I was like, "Oh no, my lower back, my lower back."
Yes.
And instantly he will shift. Chileo, I'm trying my best not to mess your name up, but
It
work
sounds
with me.
fancy.
well,
Like he
it's okay. My wife didn't believe it was my name
I
on
did.
first minute. She was like, "That's not your name."
I said you lying. You lying to me. Ain't no black man named Chilio. What is that? I ain't never met a Chilio before in my life.
I know, like it's just it don't really flow off your lips. Like
Right.
once you say it, like you say it with some ease. It's just boom, boom, boom. But me, I'm like Chileo.
Chilio.
I'm pausing. I can check up some names. Listen, I ain't good at pronunciation of things. But you are quick to adjust for me, and I so appreciate that. I'm grateful for that because sometimes when you in like workout exercises or you're in aerobics or whatever, they just be like moving. No, you have to do this. You have to do this, and I'm like, well, no, that hurts me. No, I
Yeah.
don't. I'm
Yeah.
not doing this. But with you, what I really love about it is that you are so um, what is it intelligent of or a wealth of information that you are able to easily transition where I don't feel like I skip a beat at all. You make that change instantaneously as soon as I say something's not right. You help me make that change to something that now this feels better. So I can't tell y'all how much, and I'm talking to the peoples, how much their program has inspired me to get moving because I got in a slump when I first got diagnosed with lymphedema because I went massive. Like I gained 60 pounds in like a 2 week period.
Wow.
It hit me so hard that at one point I thought I was literally having a heart attack, and I think after I going to the ER just to make sure I
Mhm.
wasn't having a heart attack, I realized it's because I did such a huge transition with weight so
Oh
quickly
wow.
that
Yep.
my body wasn't used to it. So I had labor breathing. I was
Yep.
having pains in my arm. Like it was just really, really difficult for me to
Yeah.
move around with so much weight so quickly. So it became very depressing to say the least. But
Yeah.
once I started your program, it started falling off really quickly and really easily, where you made me more conscious of things. So I do appreciate that. And even though sometimes I bounce back up, it comes right back down. Like I think I sent you a picture of the scale
Yeah.
once because it dropped back down. I was like, yes,
Yeah. Yeah.
yes.
You did. You so did.
I was like, what just happened? Because he
Yeah.
was like, send a picture. I need to no, he said, send your weight. And I was like, listen, I got this fluid buildup and this is not an ample time for me. He was like, it's okay. We're gonna work it out. Don't worry about it. And when it finally made that shift, I was like, you better know it.
Yep. And it will. It keeps going. We just have to keep. I want you to be conscious of your body and what you're doing and
Yeah.
how you're feeling and the way the muscles feel. And that's a mind muscle connection thing that you may hear a lot of fitness people talk about. You have to be conscious of what you're doing and how your muscles feel and what's going into your body and how your body's transforming. You know, it makes a big difference. That's a lifestyle change. That's the whole thing, that you are conscious of who you are.
Yep.
And it carries over to spiritually, everything. It carries over.
And for what you said about, you know, how we manage or help clients who are working through medical conditions, fluid management for you is very important. Paying attention to your pain is very important, and your symptoms of how things may rise, but then also subside at times too. All that's very, very important. So, and we help you to figure that out too, and work through it like with you. And you know, we wouldn't be trainers in this field if we weren't like looking up medical reviews and articles and journals too, and incorporating all that in how we do our work as well.
Yeah.
It's a little busy up in here. I don't know if y'all heard the doorbells ringing and all that. So I've been trying to mute the knocking on the doors, the ringing of the bells, the talking. And I'm like, I know I'm doing a show. Like, you know,
What's going
this
on?
is
Don't worry.
it's about to be international, and I got all this going on. You
Yes.
know, I got this
Yes.
crazy couple up on here that
Hey.
has this energy, and they just, you know, doing their thing, and I got bells ringing and doors
Yep.
knocking and people talking, and I'm trying to go like this. Stop talking. Stop talking.
Sound like a
Stop
ventriloquist. Don't worry, we would be doing the same thing too. We have dogs, kids.
So tell me something. Like, how did y'all come up with this? How did y'all come up with your company? What was the brainstorm about it?
Yeah.
So it's actually broken into 3 parts. So first was Transfiguration Health, and that is our nonprofit. So that's where we just pretty much help community, reach out to other businesses and try to connect with them and just help them build and ourselves build, especially Black-owned businesses, because we never give each other enough. You know, I always say other cultures do it, but we never do it enough. So we are really big on that. So we have Transfiguration Health. That was our first. Then it switched to Love City Fitness. So we opened that, and that's where we had the studio under. So that was where you go in, and Love City, Philadelphia, no judgment, just come on in, work out. I set you up with a program. We did the cardio and the weights, and we had everything going on, and it was just in a location where you could just, everyone felt free to come. But when the pandemic hit, I went into prayer because, like I said, I was nervous about moving forward.
Yeah.
And part of my business, a big part of my business is me, as I've learned. It's a big part of my business is me and who I am as a person, and how you receive it. So then I came up with low fit athletics. So low fit meaning small, you're going down, nice clothing, you get into what you want to wear. Everything is low fit. You know, you want to buy what you want to wear and look good in it. So we developed low fit athletics. That's when we went online, and everything just pretty much took off from there. I was blessed to have the clients from the studio come right over. They came right over, jumped online, and was like, all right. Then we were blessed to come in partnership with Prestige Labs. And that's where the supplements come in. So now we're doing supplements. It's like, what kind of supplements? You know, a lot of people can't take supplements because of the heart. A lot of people can't take supplements for this. So we went through different trials of the supplements until it really got right. That everyone could use them, vegan friendly. You know, there was no side effects, because that's a big thing.
Yep.
Because I used to take supplements. I was way bigger. I was humongous.
He was into the mess, okay? Into the building.
I was humongous, but the supplements were always giving me side effects. So I had to cut that out. So we wanted to partner with somebody who didn't have the side effects and vegan friendly, like I said, and the supplements come from an FDA regulated facility, and that's a big part, because you know FDA don't put their name on nothing.
For the standards of quality.
Yes.
No fillers, all natural. Like, the supplements were really key for us, because sometimes people need that edge to help get them where they are faster. But the natural part is what sealed me, like using your body's own thermogenesis process to lose weight and not have like serious cardiology or, you know, heart effects from using it. or doing a proper cleanse with herbal ingredients. Like that's important too. Sometimes you need to cleanse to get a little start.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes, in that cleansing, you're doing other stuff to cleanse too, and not just focusing on just your digestion, but that can get you a big jump start too.
Right,
Particularly like
yeah.
5 or 4 pounds. So that was important to us. And then seeing where we could map out accountability, nutrition, fitness, and supplements. Like seeing where all that, and then, adding our own little touches in there too with our like natural things and our backgrounds as well, seeing where all that can come together to get you to lose as much weight as you would like, and for a few clients gain, because we have a couple of clients who
like to gain muscle.
are thin and they want to gain too, right? And we put an emphasis on fat loss, muscle building, muscle burning, all that kind of thing to come together.
Okay, that's a great program just to be so well-rounded as a company to make sure that you're meeting everyone where they are, to have supplements ready that you're well informed on, and you took a really good initiative to ensure that they were helpful to the body and not harmful to the body. Because sometimes you're absolutely right. We take things and they're not as good as they think. There's so many products out there. That's the one thing that any clinician, anyone would say is that, they most supplements are not FDA approved, and so they don't go through the scrutiny as other things, but you want to make sure that they have like another outside company reviewing their product to ensure that they are as healthy as they claim. So if they're just independent without that outside person taking a look at it, that's probably not what you want to take.
No, that's true. And we have clients who have high blood pressure or high cholesterol, and we encourage them, take this product to your doctor and ask them if you can take it, because sometimes they have trepidation, and I'm totally into that, but I also want you to be fully informed. So like, ask your doctor if you want to do it. And then we have some who are like, I can't do it, but I'll work out harder. And then they see the clients who's taking the ones to lose the weight, and they're like, well, what you doing? Well, maybe I'll try. Even and these are for like some of our older clients too, which is cool because they're like, if I'm taking this high blood pressure medicine, I can take a supplement to lose the weight, so I won't have to take the high blood pressure medicine, like to help with their cardiac issues. So
our oldest right now is 74. She's 74, and she's amazing.
She don't look it.
She don't look it.
I met her. Yeah, I met her once. I needed to come to the 6 o'clock class, and she looks amazing.
She was with us for about a couple of years. Then the pandemic hit, and then she needed knee surgery, so she needed her knee rehabilitated. And then she came back, so now she's back and rolling again. And that God.
And for those early years, she had lost so much weight. She was feeling so good. She was like, "This is what I needed." And the interesting part is, her son is a personal trainer in England.
Oh, wow.
And Chilio and him talked, and he was like, I trust you with my mom. Like, thank you for taking care of her. And she really has this identity and focusing on her health and fitness. And she's like, when I'm not working out, like, I don't feel like myself. And it's just like, that's the empowerment. Like, that's the impact we're trying to have, especially with someone who's older. Like, that's inspirational even for us. It's just to see her drive to be like, I'm dealing with medical things because I'm older, but I can't wait to work out. And that's also that community element that's like, this is beyond just doing exercises, We're like connecting our hearts, which is so important. It's so cool too.
Yeah, you said something about, how it's inspirational and it's motivating because, and when you're not doing it, you don't feel like yourself. So once my lymphedema really kicked in, I was walking every day. I walked Monday through Saturday in the mornings. I would would try to get in like 4 miles every morning. And even sometimes I would stretch it where we might run out and do it on a Sunday. So it was like, that was it. I love the outside. I love the weather. But now with a mixture of doing working out with you guys on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and then walking on Tuesday, Thursday, no, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday walking. That is just, I feel like it's giving me a little more energy. It's made me feel better. I feel
Yeah,
like my mood has shifted. So it is
absolutely.
very much holistic when you are working out. Like I feel like I'm doing something for me to help me get to where I want to get to and be ready for the surgery, be ready
Yep.
after the surgery. Like I'm looking forward to everything. And it's just, and you have started me on that being mindful of what I'm eating that will helps me to transition into the eating program that they want me to be on. So, when I say you are very well rounded, holistic in your approach, you truly are. And I appreciate that. So I really just like, how can people get connected with you? I want you to have an opportunity to talk about that. Like the
Yeah.
viewers, if they or someone who may watch this later, how would they get connected with you for joining up with your program?
Well, they can reach out on Instagram. It would be Low Fit Athletics. They can DM me. Most of the time, my number is on there.
Yeah.
Facebook, you can get it there. TikTok, most all social media avenues.
Hmm.
We are definitely on there. Just reach out. Just reach out. Say, hey, let's set up a call. We'll set up a call and get down to business and get down to the facts. Because what I do is I try to ask some of the harder questions to get them out the way. When
What
was the
kind of
last time
questions would you ask?
when was the last time you worked out? When was the last time you seen your doctor? What's your eating habits like now? What are you looking to do? What's your realistic goal?
Yeah.
Because sometimes we set a goal, but it's not a realistic goal.
Right.
Mm,
And if you give
true.
me a goal, I may be able to say, okay, within this amount of time, you could drop 20 pounds within this amount of time. It may take 6 weeks, it may take 8 weeks, it may take 12 weeks. It depends on the person and how willing you are and how far you want to go.
Yeah.
How much does this mean to you? Because I'm not here to waste. And there have been people where we had to say, listen, I'm not taking no more of your money. Don't send me no more of your money
Yeah.
because you're not doing the workouts.
Yeah.
Our
Mm,
name is on this. And they were upset, but I can't take your money just to be taking it. First of
right.
all, first of all, I got to get judged for that. I don't want no trouble. I don't want no trouble. I really don't. I don't want no trouble.
I
But
know
I
that's
just,
right.
I just, I just can't do that. So if you're not doing the program, then there's nothing I can do.
Yeah, and with so much support and guidance, it should be manageable. And if you
Hmm.
do have a stuck point or stuck part and you just like, I don't even know, this is too hard, we want to work through it. If that means you got to take a pause to figure that out, that's okay too, because you're still going to be a person going about life. It's just, why create the added extra stress of us being holding you accountable, calling you,
Yeah,
keeping you, and you just ignoring us or blocking us? It's like, let's just be realistic and then bring you in when you're ready
yeah,
in a very like active and meaningful way and at your pace. Like the intro call is important because Chili will like he'll throw the kitchen sink in the beginning, right? In the kitchen sink, like the hard questions is really to
Hmm.
filter out the people who are serious. Because
yeah,
sometimes you say fitness and personal training, people are like, oh, I'm just gonna get a workout, or oh, da, 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 da. Then you say everything else that it entails, and then people are like, oh wait, I really gotta take
yeah.
supplements, or I really gotta work out and walk. I gotta walk too and work out. Yeah, I don't know about that. I can't eat what if I just do this with my nutrition? We like, no, that's not.
Yep.
It's time sensitive for a reason, right? So then with those people, sometimes it looks like 16 months. Sometimes you modify a plan, and then sometimes, they just realize that sometimes it's over their head. So that's why we ask the hard questions first, and then we also want to highlight how people view their weight loss or how they view
Mm,
where they've arrived, and then surround them with support for that too. And another tough question that he asks sometimes too is like, if you could put your hands on your midsection,
Yeah.
how many handfuls would you get
When you
going around
pinch,
your
yeah,
whole midsection?
that's
Like,
when you pinch.
could you get a lot? And sometimes that's really for people to grapple with. Like, oh, I really need to lose like 40 pounds instead of like the Q20 they was trying. So it's like
mm.
starting there and making it more manageable is really like a big part of our approach too.
Oh, that's awesome. That's wonderful because I think that, when you do things like that, you show that you really care about the individual. Like, yeah, you could just take the money, like you said, but you're accountable for that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and you're more interested in the person than even the money, which is good. And I think from your foundation standpoint, that just shows that you're there to help people, not to harm them, not to do
Yeah.
things that could not be so beneficial. Because sometimes people may not even be ready, like you said, and they need to be focused before if they're going to do this, because it does take a level of commitment. It does take a level of a made up mind to
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
this. Yeah. So
Yep. And, yep.
it's great. It's really great the way y'all approach things and do things. So we almost wrapping up on the hour. So what else can you tell the people about everything? I know we talked a lot. Is there anything we're
FAA
missing?
drone pilot. We have
What'd you say?
she's an FAA drone pilot.
What the what? 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 Come on, Black excellence. Come on.
Black women in tech. Let's go.
Wow, that is awesome. How
Yeah.
did you
And
get into that?
so and it's so interesting, right? Because me and Chile, we talk all the time like, man, I'm still growing up. I can't believe I'm an adult and I'm still growing up. So I started out in my undergrad at Bucknell studying chemical engineering.
Mm.
And then I had a whole get saved moment my junior year, like turn my whole life around, called to be a social worker, that kind of thing. I called my mom that night and she hung up the phone on me. So then I called her back and she was like, so you gonna go from making 100,000 to 36,000 a year? And she hung up and she's like, I'm not talking to you again, right? 30 days later, she calls me back. Like she was really upset about it. But then she was like, I just want you to be happy and I want to do what's fulfilling to you. So the church has been such a strong foundation for us since we moved in our home in 2014. And we just haphazardly were like, oh, let's go fellowship somewhere. We walked down the street to the church, not knowing what we were getting into. So the church they have a community development center and they have a lot of programming, especially since COVID has died down some. They've been offering a lot of programs there. And one of the programs is, hey, do you want to learn how to be a drone pilot? Do you want to fly drones? Do you want to teach flying drones? So I took the course and it sounded just that easy, but it really was like 10 to 12 hours of study time each week, like 4 hours of instruction class one day, and every other day was like learning, teaching. But it revived the science and the STEAM like background that I came from. And I was like, wow, God, like you make all things new. Like nothing goes to waste, like when it comes to what you want to do with somebody's life. So then that resurrected. So that was in May of last year when I started the course. I took my test in June. I got certified. I passed and got my license. And then the facilitator, he was all about teaching Black people how to learn in tech and engineering and flying drones. So then I started to actually become a facilitator for Drone Cadets, which is the youth programming. So now I teach that class to children, which is like amazing because they're so wonderful. But then they also have the side effects too of what the pandemic has done. And then there's so many other skills that's coming out of teaching them, like self-confidence and social relationships and learning abilities and challenges. A lot has come out of it. So now I'm thinking like other ideas about what I would do as a personal business for that too. And as a result of doing that teaching and working with other community groups, I'm actually going to be working on a project this summer to survey the Cobbs Creek Trail using the drones and teaching the children how to do surveillance with drone work too. Because my deep interest or impact that I want to leave in the tech and drone community is with teaching children like pathways to starting a career in that science background, and then ultimately partnering with universities to get them free access to classes, engaging them with extra learning and knowledge they can have from a technical background too. So I do that. And I also am a praise and worship leader at church as well.
Oh, okay.
And I sing soprano.
Wow. All right now. You got
yourself
a catch there, young man. You got a catch. How did you make it out so well?
Let me tell you. Yeah, he's something else too. So he's a minister in training at church, but then he's also a youth pastor as well for the kids.
Oh, wow.
So, and that's the newest direction that the Lord has taken him with like serving. But he's the youth pastor now has already said, like, Chilio's about to be the pastor of this church. Like, I can just, it's in the works, and he's still trying to warm to the idea. I've already received that it's happening, and have like,
Yeah,
hey,
because he's steady shaking his head as you talking, and I'm like
I know
wondering what's going on.
it's it's just it's gonna happen. He's already
Are
doing
we,
a lot of
do we
leadership
got a
there.
Moses moment? Like, cause you steady like, yeah.
I'm just me. I just the stuff
Yeah,
that's inside of me. Because I was at one point, another show. I was at one point a troubled kid, raised by my grandmother. My grandmother raised 6 boys, and coming
Mm,
from South Philadelphia, we just tried to find our way. We tried to find our way. I went to Philadelphia. My grandma put me in there. I went to gymnastics. I did boxing. I was light heavyweight. So there was so many things that I did to stay out of trouble. But there was one point, I got in trouble. So now it's like I see the children and where they're going. So I want to be a part of that turnaround moment. Like, hey, wait,
mm-hmm.
you don't have to do that. You just
Right,
no. Talk to
right.
me
let's figure
about
this
it.
out.
Let's
Yeah.
figure this out. You don't have to do that.
So yeah.
So
So we
Well,
do a
we're
lot of
gonna have
community
to
work.
bring both of you back, but on separate shows. We're gonna have to split this up
Can
because we
have
got a black
it
woman who was an engineer, okay, and now she's what you call it, tech. Now you're doing drone
right.
stuff. Like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna have to push. Sorry, sir, I'm gonna have to push you to the side, and I want
that's all
this
right.
beautiful woman to
That's
give,
all right.
because that's just
That's
awesome.
okay.
And then we
Yeah.
got you doing big things in the community with your church, up and coming and empowering youth. There's
Yeah.
nothing better
Yes.
for black people to empower our youth and to
That's
give
true.
back and to
Yeah.
help them learn from our mistakes, to teach them. And I remember when my son was growing up, it was really hard. I struggled with keeping a mentor in his life or
Yeah.
keeping the positive figures to ensure that he turns out as a great young man. He did
Yeah.
it. I mean, what ended up happening with my son Tehran is he had different mentors for every stage of his life.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I have brought them all together when it was time for him to go to college. College life wasn't for him. However, that impact of seeing them men come back, like
Phew,
they did
here.
it was one
Yeah.
for every stage, one for every stage. And like hear them talk to him and empower him and speak life into him. It was just so powerful. And I'm always grateful to them and to each and every one of them. I can
Yeah.
call them now. I can call them
That's
now
amazing.
if it was something going on with Tehran that he needed some support, and he could too. So I know a lot of time, us moms, like I know my part as a mom.
Right.
So, and I
Right.
know that it needs to be some, what you call that stuff y'all got? I can't think of the word, but the hormone. Because I know we're estrogen, but
Oh,
you are,
yeah.
thank
Testosterone.
you, testosterone in the room. So that, because it's so, and that's so true. I've never known it so powerful until he went to an all boys school with about 90% black teachers, male
Mm-hmm.
teachers teaching him.
Big difference.
Mm-hmm.
That changed him entirely.
Yeah.
Just his disposition, how he how he blossomed, if I can say that for a guy, I don't know, but
Mm-hmm.
still that's what happened. Like
Yeah.
I've seen another side of my son that I didn't see previously because his dad wasn't always in his life like he should have been. So when he got around all boys and then he got around so he had his peers and then he had men to really show him the way, and men who look like him,
That makes a difference.
It
men
does.
who look like him.
Yeah.
It
It
wasn't
does.
100%, but it had some men that looked like him, and that's what he needed to see
Yeah.
positive men surround him and
Yeah.
push him to be a better person, to be not that he was, wilding out or anything, but it just made a serious impact.
Yeah. And
So go ahead.
I just heard something similar to that today, where children need to see what they don't see.
Mm,
And that's how they learn it,
Yeah.
and seeing that example it should never be undervalued in our community. It means so much, and you clearly have identified what the impact for that has been. Kudos to
yes,
you for being a
absolutely.
courageous
Yes.
parent
Yes.
and seeking that
Thank
out,
you.
because sometimes you can be like stricken Like, like you can be
Right.
crippled
Yeah.
by just not knowing or just like ignorance or just being afraid or just having self-doubt and just like
Hmm.
not knowing the future. But kudos to you for really like reaching out and finding those mentors.
Yes.
Yeah, my former pastor, Pastor Bishop Reed, he at Sharon Baptist Church, he really grew me in that area, like the church in and of itself, of the importance of men, real men being in
Yeah.
my son's life, and making sure that we had, as women, had the classes to go to if we really wanted to learn what it
Yep.
is as a single mom, to
Mm.
really teach our give our children the best. It wasn't the
Wow.
football games, it wasn't the material things, but it was the positive influences in his
Yeah.
life. So yeah, I owe so much to my bishop for what he had done in my life and showing up for my son. Like when my
Yeah.
son would get his
Yes.
into little situations, he would show up. He always showed up. God has transitioned me to another church, but that's my foundation, and it was
Yep.
important. And I'll never that like it's always part of me. He's always my
Absolutely.
spiritual father. He's always someone I can go to, and I appreciate that because he supports me even in my transition. He was like, "Daughter, if this is what God is telling you to do," and it was a surprise to me. I was like, it was so much surprise. I was like, Lord, you sure? Like I heard it clearly. Like this is where I
Right.
need you to be.
Right.
And I was like, what now? And then it was so like God knows you so well because you know you need push. So like as I'm questioning God like Moses, then the pastor looks at me, well, are you coming? And I'm like, all right, wait, y'all putting my business in the streets now? Like,
Yeah.
this is what I'm saying in my mind. It's like, oh, hold up now. You got my business in the streets. What we doing here? I got to talk to my peoples. I got to talk to my peoples because it can't be all ratchet out here and not give information. I got to tell the people that this is God is calling me in this direction. So,
Yeah.
like, and I'm thinking all this. I'm having like a full conversation in my mind, with God. And then Pastor KJ starts laughing and say, okay, well, maybe next Sunday. I was like, well, what the heck is going on up in here?
Yeah. That's how you do it.
Yeah. So like, and then he's been a blessing. My life has truly changed. And I think
Wow.
it's all about transition. It's all about just like as you grow up, someone said to me, you don't stay in elementary school. You don't stay in middle school. You don't
Talk
stay
about
in
it.
high school. You don't even stay in college. You go to
Yep.
graduate school. You know what I'm
Yep.
saying? You keep, and then you get a job. So
Right.
what makes you think in church I mean, sometimes, yeah, that is your story. Because I really
That's
thought I was
true.
going to be the mother of the church. I was waiting for the call. Hey, Mother Fuller. Hey, Mother Fuller. Mother Fuller been here for all these years. And I was there. I mean, I was there for 23 years. I mean, it's remarkable to me too. But God chose, he knows the plan for our lives,
That's what
and
it
he
is.
says
Yeah.
that he meant it for good and not evil. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta trust him. When he say
Yep.
go, you gotta go. You can't stand still. You gotta do what he say because one
Yep.
way or another, you're gonna do what he say.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
That's true.
Yes,
You're
you
gonna
will.
get down and lay down. Okay.
So come on now. Come on, talk here. Talk here.
You're gonna
So
get down and lay down. One way or another.
so I just so enjoyed you guys. I
Oh,
tell you,
so
I
do
was
we.
moving, doesn't it? Like it
That's
didn't
so
feel like an
good.
hour. I
No.
love it.
That
That's
was
when you know it's
wonderful.
good
Thank you.
conversation. I'm
Oh,
sorry that I couldn't I normally put up more comments, but I don't know what's going on with my system. I may have to get a new extender, I guess. But the comments was coming in late because I got one comment that said from my girlfriend. I'm gonna just post it here. Her name is Marquita. We ain't gonna talk about whatever that is, but her name is Marquita. And she said yes to the walking. That's my walking partner. That's who I drag out like.
okay.
And I put on our calendar.
Oh,
I was like, it's walking time. Let's walk. Let's walk.
yes. Let's
You
go.
ready?
Let's take
Let's
some
walk.
steps. Yep.
And when it
Oh,
popped up, the first day it popped up on the calendar, she was like, what is this? I was like, you ready?
let's walk.
And you'll have that forever.
Yes.
You'll
Right,
have that. And
exactly.
how many conversations and how many things you talked about, you'll remember those moments. They won't go
Yeah.
anywhere.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. So I just really bless God for you. I bless God for the
Absolutely.
encounter, the introduction. I bless God for the connection,
Yes.
for
Yeah, definitely.
the
Thank you, Shelly.
restoration, you know what I'm
Amen.
saying, of a new me. You know, y'all
Amen.
helping me
Amen.
in that journey, you walking that journey out.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
tell the people how to connect with you on Instagram, all that. Give your channels to make sure everybody got it.
Okay. You can reach us at LoFit, LOFIT, athletics at gmail.com if you want to send an email. We're on Instagram, LoFit Athletics, Facebook, and on TikTok. You can just DM us. We'll set up a call. We'll get you in and out, and we'll get you started within the week. You can be started and on your way.
Yeah.
We'll get your measurements. We'll take all that stuff down. And if you go to the gym, which we do have clients that do go to the gym that don't work out at home, they take a tripod, they get a small tripod and their camera phone, and I do the workouts with them while they're in the gym.
That's me. Yeah, I
Yay.
do the home workout. I got that whole setup. That's what I do. I'm not ready for the gym action. Not ready yet. I'm not. But I'm happy for what I have, and it's working out
Yes.
beautiful. So I can
Yeah.
be one of your sponsors tonight.
Yeah.
So come on, y'all. Y'all better do it. If you want to improve your life, if you
Yeah.
want to become a healthier you
Yeah.
want that transformation
Yeah.
Yep.
to greatness, you want to excel. I'm telling you, y'all need to get in touch with Low Fit Athletics
Let's go.
because it's
So,
the stuff. Come on. And then, come on now, can we support our Black business owners? Black
Please.
business owners. Come on
Yes.
now. I know
Yes.
it's probably a lot of people out here, but listen, I got to talk about my peoples. Black
Yep.
yes. Yes.
business owners. That's who I am, and
365.
that's what
Yes.
I want to do.
Yes. We
So
are here.
support them, y'all. Get
Yep.
it going. Don't be
Yes.
sitting on your butt doing nothing. You could be
Yep.
sitting on
Start
your
the
butt doing some
change.
chair exercises. How
Yes,
about
you
that?
Yes,
can.
you can.
Get some leg
Yes,
lifts,
you
some calf
can.
raises, some
Yes.
overhead presses. Let's go.
Chair exercises are one of the best, if not harder, than standing up because you don't have all that swinging. Everything is a
Hmm.
strict movement. So strict movement, I should say. But yeah,
Yeah, look at
come
you
Yeah.
on.
going. Yeah.
It definitely is. I be feeling it. I be feeling it. It be burning. And he be like, just move one leg. Now move both legs. Now move the other leg. I'll be like, wait, okay, my dyslexia is kicking in. I can't what I'm doing. I feel like I'm dancing now.
Yes.
But thank y'all so much. I don't want to
Thank
Thank
take
you.
you.
Thank
use your
you.
time, and
Mm.
definitely we're going to have to talk about bringing you on one on one so that we can just talk more about your individual passions. You know,
Awesome.
so
Thanks.
definitely just hit me up. And for my crew, the Let's Just Talk with Kim, I'm here every Monday night at 7 p.m.
Yeah,
Eastern
yeah.
Standard Time. Make sure you share. Make sure you like. Make sure you turn on those alerts. And do me a favor. Make sure you share on all your platforms, please. Because Let's Just Talk with Kim is the newest, greatest hit out here. Come on, y'all.
Come
I'm doing
on,
some
y'all.
things. I'm doing
Yes,
some
sir.
Yes.
things. Don't let your peoples not know about it. I'm doing some things. So see you next week, all right? Oh,
All
by the
right.
way, y'all, I hit 50. This is my 51st show.
Woo!
Woo! I did it. I'm over the mountain. I'm over the mountain.
Yes.
51.
Congratulations.
Woo!
Congratulations.
Yes. We number 51.
Yes, yes. All right, y'all. I love y'all.
Love
See you
you
Love
next
too.
you.
week.
Righty. Have a
See
good
you
See
on
one.
y'all
Wednesday.
tomorrow.